want to be in whatever. Fuck it. How you doing? All right, let's start soon.
I'm good, bro.
You good?
Yes, sir.
You're sick?
You know, I don't know what happened. My brother, my sister were sick.
Now you're dying.
Like, I was fine. Once I came back from Texas, I had like a runny nose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just increasing my. I started taking emergency one packet a day, and I was feeling fine, you know. And now all of a sudden, my throat is sore, like
I think you're dying,
coughing.
dude. I think it's over. I'm gonna have to find a new partner.
George.
George? He's alright. He's alright.
Damn, you're gonna just say he's alright.
I like talking to him.
Uh-huh.
I doubt he listens, but I like talking to him. But I think he's not as passionate. I don't know. I need somebody with a drive.
What do you guys talk about?
Last
Actually,
time,
didn't watch those episodes.
we only have one episode out. The other episode didn't come out because we fucked up the audio. But today actually we were supposed to record earlier.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to edit his video and then chop it up and then put subtitles
To like
on
little snippets, right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I feel like we're gonna get more people watching if I make shorter videos, and then I'm gonna try to add like pictures and maybe like a clip if we watch a clip of a video, and other stuff, right? Make it a little bit more entertaining to watch. But I just been lazy. That sounds like a lot of work, and I don't want to do it. Also, because kind of have shitty computers to work on, so it's kind of a little weird.
Makes it more difficult, right?
Yeah, I'm actually I want to build like a battle station, like an editing station. So that desk is empty right now. I think I'm gonna just make a computer station, and then when Mr. Passive leaves, I might take over his desk and then have
that little office too. Or just a desk.
I'll probably move by then. I'm planning to move. So I'll probably use this desk for something else, and then use this desk for something else, and have two desks. Or maybe if I have a roommate, then they could just use one of mine and I use another one. We'll see. We'll figure something out. But yeah, man, I'm planning stuff. A lot of things are in the works right now. We still have to do something with those hot sauces. I was thinking instead of like hot wings where you go down the row.
Yeah.
I was thinking Russian roulette.
Like what do you mean Russian roulette though?
Cause I have this you know the lazy, what's it called, Lazy Susan?
Yeah.
With the spinning thing, I bought one.
Just put like a pointer on it and we spin it.
Yeah, or just put like not wings or like chicken nuggets or something around it, and each one has like a sauce, and we just spin it. Or maybe only one.
That sounds like a fun game.
Maybe we have, I don't know,
chicken nuggets from McDonald's, and then just drop the sauce on it.
I was thinking we go one by one. I don't know how we're gonna do it.
I'm not good with spicy stuff.
You'll die.
I won't die, but I'll just be suffering. It could probably be great content, you know, like.
Cause I was thinking like it could be rounds, like first round, the not so spicy one, right? And then you spin it, you land on it.
It's from left to right, right?
Nah, I don't think it's in order.
Oh, it's not in order?
I think first is the classic, then it's the pineapple one.
Yeah.
Then it's Los Calientes, then Lucky Dog, then Faya, and then the last dab. I don't know. I think it's a little mixed up.
Damn, look at this one right now. Like the oil is like built up.
Yeah, I haven't used it. I tried it. They're all open. Oh no, some of them are closed actually. Are they closed? You want to try one? I think you tried one last time on camera.
I mean, I'm kind of sick, so it'll probably help me, right?
Honestly, yeah.
Honestly, like it'll probably
clear
my nasal.
dab?
I tried that one last time.
But this time
just
like,
a little bit.
Nah, I'll try a spoonful. You try a spoonful.
A spoonful, like a whole
like
spoon.
a teaspoon.
That's a lot, bro. Last time, what I had like a little toothpick.
How about we do it for the last 10 minutes, and then you go home freaking crying.
All right, I'll do it.
You down?
Yeah, last 10 minutes.
You want to do the last dab?
Do you have like a chip or something? We'll do it with the little Taki chip.
A Taki? We did a Taki?
Not the Taki, but the Trader Joe ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Those are all gone. I got the regular Taki.
How about those grains?
I threw that one out.
Threw it out?
I have the lime chips that you use for nachos.
All right, perfect. I love that one.
But they're all like, it's like the bottom of the bag, so all crushed.
That's right. That's all we need. We just cover the whole chip.
What else do I have?
Damn, that's just gonna fuck me up. I'm actually kind of scared.
Are you?
Yeah.
How about? Cause I want something like you chew. We go order some food.
Nah, bread. Nah, that's gonna be. I'll do the chip.
The bread's gonna absorb too much. The chip is just like it's gonna coat it, but not a lot.
That's why I'm scared of the bread.
I'm down if you're down.
I'll do the chip.
A chip?
Like a little chip. There's got to be like a good sized piece.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are you gonna dip it, or are you gonna like do a plop on top?
No,
like
I'll do a plop.
All right. I'll do
like
that.
at least my thumbnail size. That's a good amount, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you said a teaspoon. A teaspoon is like my whole thumb, but.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a full podcast, and then we're gonna cut it, and then we're gonna do a second video called "Trying the Last Dab," and then hopefully that one gets. And it's gonna be like 15 minutes of us crying, and then we'll see, and then we'll try to talk through it. We'll see. You know, so another thing I was thinking about.
What?
So I was listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
It's kind of quiet. Like the background is quiet.
Uh-huh.
But that's how most podcasts are, where it's just the two of us talking.
Yeah.
But should it have music? Like maybe like a little melody in the background? I don't think so. Maybe the shorter
We could try it.
I gotta. It's the
Whoa.
headphones. I'm not gonna turn them off and bring this.
Yeah, because then it might pause the thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could try it first, if anything, and see how we like it.
I was thinking maybe having the full on 1 hour podcast have no music, and then the 10-minute ones having like a little, because JK News has music,
Like just
in
a
the
little
background.
melody, right?
Yeah, just for it won't be so quiet. Oh, but also one thing that bothered me for the last week
Yeah.
was it was snowing and you could hear it.
You can hear
You
this.
hear,
The clicking, right?
Yeah, or
from-
just like the rain, or like the room noise, just the kind of like a subtle.
like wind. It was
Yeah,
really windy that
I'm
day too.
assuming it was the weather, because I don't know what would.
What else it would be, right?
Maybe it's the lights, because I know this light makes noise. You hear it.
Yeah,
really
it's like a
quiet.
little static.
Yeah, who knows?
All right, we'll see. We'll see if we hear it today too. But these mics are like really sensitive, right? It wouldn't pick it up.
Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's just our equipment is faulty, and just like the vibrations of the table are adding a little static sound, or maybe
Maybe
that's
it's like
just
me
how-
shaking my leg.
or maybe just that's just how it works, and it's just never gonna be too quiet. So today we had like a topic. Had a topic about what we're gonna talk about. Kind of.
You want to introduce the topic?
So I'm Mexican, and I grew up in the United States. So I'm a Mexican American. We're gonna talk about how it was to grow up Mexican American. You're Mexican American too. No, so we're gonna compare our childhoods, me being Mexican American and you being Asian American.
Yeah, cultural.
And how you experienced, growing up in New York City and growing up, being a minority, and maybe dealt with some stuff. Maybe those people that were racist against you. I don't know. Tell me your experience.
Definitely, man. I feel like being Asian in New York City, like we're all built small. Well, I was built very small. Like I think I was like under 5 feet up until like 10th grade, bro. Actually, maybe not 10th grade, but I was like, I didn't hit like a growth spurt till like junior year of high school, which is like, I think that's like 16, 17, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 5'7" now, so like.
We're the same height. I'm 5'7" too. I might look bigger.
I
but
think
that's
I
just 'cause I'm
was
big.
like 5'3" or 5'4" before then, though.
You were like 5'4" till you were 20. Imagine. So you were small. Most
Yeah.
Asian people were small.
Yeah,
Some
we're
Asi-
we're
some-
skinny. You know,
Well, you're
I was
specifically
I was
Chinese,
really
right?
skinny. Yeah.
So, because I feel like some Asians are freaking big. I feel like Korean people are big, like really tall. Like all the Korean people I know, they're really tall.
Really tall.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm freaking racist.
I feel like the younger generations are getting taller and taller.
I think it has to do with that, and maybe it's more people are getting like spreading their genes out more.
Uh-huh.
Because think about it this way. Let's say you're from a small town in rural China,
Yeah.
and all the people there are small. You're never gonna get
Yeah.
a tall gene, or you might be malnourished. Because
Yeah.
height is a weird thing. Like height, so speaking about like genetics and stuff, there's heredity, which is like 1 to 100.
Uh-huh.
So you either have it or you don't, and there's
Yeah.
some things that are kind of like a range. For example, something that has high heredity is, I don't know, like hair color. No, not hair color. That's not a good one. Wisdom teeth. So you have the gene for having a wisdom teeth. You either have it or you don't.
Okay.
But then there's stuff like skin color where you have a range. Like you're supposed to be dark, but there's a lot of environmental factors and a lot of genes that they kind of manipulate your phenotype, which is the expressed gene. So height and weight is one of those where your parents might be short, but you might be tall. It might be part genetic and part environmental, like your nutrition and stuff. So a lot of kids are super tall, or a lot of kids are taller than their parents. It could be just because they're eating way better than their previous generation. So yeah, it also might be like mixing. Like you come to the U.S. and you're from a small town where everybody's short, and then you get with a girl who her whole family's really tall, but she's short. You still get the tall gene or whatever
From her family, right?
Yeah, however it works. I'm probably butchering this, but fuck it, bro. No scientist is listening to this, and if you are, correct me in the comments.
They're gonna go off on you and shit. Imagine.
But that's the point. Like, I'm not like when people make podcasts, they're just talking out of their brain. They're not really searching stuff up while they're talking, right? But just pretend I know everything. I just like to pretend I know everything. But yeah, so you're small. You get bullied?
OD, man. I feel like so I went to a public school, right? Mm-hmm. And the school that I went to, it was pretty close to the hood, like the projects. And then like you'd always have like, it was a wide variety of kids, you know, like you just got a little bit of everyone.
Yeah.
But like the kids from the hood, like I swear, like after classes, our school had like a handball court, a basketball court, playground, right?
Yeah.
Like these kids, they would like surround one kid and like jump him and rob him.
God damn.
And I'm telling you, like the targets that they were picking, it was always some little Asian kid, you know. So like I was like, I fit that criteria.
You know what's funny? I grew up in a majority like Hispanic and black neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
But we never got like, there was division between like races.
Yeah.
Like, there was like the black kids and then the Mexican or Hispanic kids, and there was like little mix.
Yeah.
But we never got picked on for, because Mexican people are also small. Like I'm 5'7", 5'8", and there's big Mexican people, but most of them are kind of short, like similar to Asian people. But I feel like we never got bullied for being small. It was just a racial thing. Like, oh, you're Mexican, so we're gonna fuck with you. It was never because I'm smaller. Because another thing is that I feel like Mexican people are perceived as like scrappers. Like, like they kind of.
I was gonna say that also, because like a lot of Asian kids, like we're quiet, we're timid, like we don't really, like we're not very aggressive.
Yeah, well, compared to Mexican people, which are freaking, yo, we learned how to box as a kid. I never like my dad never taught me, but it was in the. Like,
in the family, in the bloodline.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Maybe that's why you have such a thing for MMA, bro. It's just like, maybe it's your inner calling, bro.
I don't know. I would definitely like to try, train martial arts. I just love it. Like watching people get hurt. Not in the sense of watching people scrap and people fight, but the thing is, it has to be in an organized manner. Like,
word.
I can't watch like street fights because I always feel bad when somebody gets knocked out and they fall and they bang their head on
like right on concrete. Yeah,
that shit bothers me. Also, I'm also like, I like violent shit, like movies and video games. But if it's real, as soon as it becomes real and I see somebody like get shot or stabbed, I can't stand.
Because it's no longer entertainment. Like that, right?
So I'm able to, maybe because I'm a sane person, I'm able to separate like gore and crazy like guns and stuff in video games from real life. But I don't know. It's just always been in my personality where I like, I don't know, crazy shit, I guess. But again, like as a kid, you'll go to your friend's house and they'll have boxing gloves because, you know, their dad used to box or the cousin boxes or something. Like boxing is a big thing in Mexican culture. Or they'll just, you know, like being athletic is a big thing. But also, what's funny is that you're athletic, but you're also not healthy. Because we, as a Mexican person, I noticed that we like doing outdoor stuff. Yeah. But we also don't watch our health in the sense that we don't care what we eat. We don't exercise to be healthy. We exercise to get big. It's real weird. But that's why we're obese. Like Mexican people are obese, which is changing. But you know, it's a statistic.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, though, like my parents, when we were young, they would cook like very healthy. You know, like very rare will we eat out. But I think it was more because it was like a money thing too. Like, when you save more money when you eat at home, but like, you know, like dinner was always very well balanced. You know, like dinner would always start off with a bowl of soup, right? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure this is pretty regular for like just a lot of Chinese families. You have soup first, and then like you always have rice. Like every meal we have fucking rice. Yeah. So we get rice. You know, you get it on your bowl, and then there's a bunch of like side dishes, like vegetables, some type of meat, and like maybe like a variety of each. Like my parents, they love vegetables, so like it'll be like 1 or 2 plates of like meat, right? And then like 3-4 plates of vegetables.
I feel like for Mexican people, we have it's less money and more like there's a culture of having like so a traditional Mexican family will have like typically the mother stay at home
Uh-huh.
or it's very machismo and kind of sexist in a sense.
Same for I feel like Asian
Yeah.
culture too,
So
Chinese culture.
so like the wife or the mother has to stay at home
Yeah.
and cook and clean and do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Even in New York City, they'll typically do that and work.
Yeah.
So we will always have food at home. We will always like we rarely go out to eat or buy food.
Yep.
But the thing about Mexican people is that it's just Mexican food is unhealthy. Like it's greasy.
Very
It's
greasy,
a lot of
right?
carbs.
Yeah.
A lot of meat. And another thing is that it might be healthier than going out to eat every day, but it's just we don't we don't stop. Well, I don't know. Like we kind of love like Mexican people love food and they're just gonna keep eating like even if you're full. Maybe I'm probably speaking a little bit more personal, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I notice it too. Like when I eat like Spanish food, like it's very well seasoned, you know.
And they give you a lot. That's the thing, and you gotta finish your plate.
That's why
if you
y'all
don't-
got high blood pressure.
honestly, yeah, it's a lot of salt.
Yeah.
And if you don't finish your plate, you get in trouble. Like yo, you gotta finish
Your
your
word.
plate.
Yo, did your parents used to like give you shit if like you had like some extra food on your plate?
For me, no, because my mom is like a health nut.
Yeah.
That's funny because I'm not like I don't really watch what I eat, but my mom, she watches what she eats. She eats salads. She makes a bunch of green juices. She's crazy, right? My dad's the opposite. He just kind of like goes with the flow and just eats whatever my mom makes.
Yeah.
But I just think because she wasn't around, she didn't influence us that much, and I feel like I just never liked it. I don't know. What's your
No.
question? You asked something specific.
I don't remember. Oh, I was about to ask this. So like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I asked if you never cleaned your plate, like would you get shit for it?
No, because
So-
another thing is that I always been big as a kid. Like elementary school, I was always kind of like chubby.
No.
So just that my mom would be like, "Yeah, don't finish your plate. You already ate enough."
That's
It's-
crazy,
it's
bro.
real weird.
I feel like even as a kid, like, all right, maybe I didn't eat a lot because when I was younger, right, like, the way my parents cooked, it was always like mad bland.
Yeah,
Like if we had chicken, what they do is they'll cover the chicken, the whole chicken, raw chicken, in like salt for a bit, right? And it's just on the skin. I don't know if they put it inside. And then what they'll do is they steam it on a wok, right? So it's like it's very plain. It's just salty chicken. So like
Yeah.
that's how I grew up eating chicken. And then like
maybe that's why you could eat healthy now. Cause for me, because I had so much seasoning and stuff, when I try to be healthy and I just eat,
you're like this tastes like shit.
Yeah, I'm just like this has no flavor.
Maybe, honestly.
I need like seasoning. I need sauces. I need stuff. I don't know. It just the thing is that I have to if I want to be healthy, I have to stick to some. I have to be dedicated.
Yeah.
But I also have to get used to the bland food because I'm not used to that. Like my mom, because she's healthy and because she eats super nutritious, she can't eat candy because it's too sweet for her. And
Yeah.
then she'll get like a vegetable, like a broccoli, and she'll be like, "This is sweet."
What the?
Just because
That's what my mom says too.
Well, the
Like
thing
she'll
is
eat
that-
something and she'll be like, "This is sweet." I'm like, "No, it's not."
the thing is that she's so like she doesn't take any sugar besides
The
fruits or
natural ones,
vegetables.
right?
Yeah, so she could taste the sweetness better than we
Damn,
can.
that's crazy.
Like for us, we're drinking freaking Red Bull. This has
Word,
mass sugar, so
40 grams of sugar in
or
this little
if-
can.
Yeah, so we eat snacks and stuff, and then when we taste something that typically would be sweet, like a vegetable
You
or
like-
fruit, it's not that sweet to us. It's like we're already overstimulated by freaking sugar.
Fruits are actually I like fruits.
I'm too lazy to eat fruit.
I
man.
love fruits.
I love fruits, but
I try to
man, the more I talk to you, the more I feel bad about myself.
I try to eat more fruits just
Mm-hmm.
to like substitute for stuff like this. Like
Yeah, that's something I have to look into. It's just because
there's a lot of healthier alternatives now because I feel like even in this day and age, like people are more health conscious.
Mhm. I have
Like
to
what
be
you
more
were saying.
health conscious. One thing I love is freaking berries. Just
Berries?
because
It's one biters.
yeah.
Pop,
So
pop,
I'm kind of lazy with my food.
Uh-huh.
So if I have to take like an apple and eat it and have the core, I'm just like whatever. But if
You
it's
eat
just,
the core too?
no, like I don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? Or it's
Yeah,
too
word.
big and it's too bulky, or something like like a mango where it's kind of messy and you have to.
Yo,
peel it.
word. That's something I don't like about fruits. That
Yeah.
the process of like preparing it,
Yeah, exactly. But berries, bro. I just
rinse it.
I
Bop.
could devour a bowl of grapes in a second. But
What's your favorite grape?
sour grapes, green ones.
I love the small green ones too.
Yeah,
Those are my
well,
favorite.
any green ones for me, but
How about the giant ones?
I think those are my favorite.
All right, how about
Giant
grapes
ones.
with seeds?
I don't care.
Oh, you don't care? You
I,
eat the seeds
I eat
too?
the seeds. I'm too lazy to.
That's
freaking-
that's something that bothers me about grapes.
Seeds.
If it has seeds, I'm like,
Damn. Nah, I don't mind seeds, bro. One thing that bothers me is when there's so much preparation for food, like pineapple.
oh yeah, I saw you had some pineapples.
Yeah,
in the fridge now.
Yadira prepped it and then I didn't eat it. But if it's something like that, like I'll snack on it. Like I'll just have a bowl of it, like that. You saw the pineapple?
Yeah,
It's in a bowl, so I'll snack on it. I was
yeah.
eating it
After
yesterday.
you prepare it, right?
Yeah, but the thing is that, like, it burns my tongue, so I'll
Yeah.
only a couple before I could stop. But if it's like strawberries all cut up, I'll just that should be that
Devour
shit would be
it, right?
gone, yeah. But besides that, because I live alone, all my fruits and veg kind of spoil. Like, cause I don't use them, like especially vegetables where I use them for one dish, but you have to buy them kind of like in a
Yeah,
big
in
packet.
bulk. Yep.
They just kind of go to waste. Like I bought a cilantro for my avocado,
Uh-huh.
like my guac, and you only use a little bit, and then the rest is just gonna spoil because that shit lasts like 3 days. I was watching today's podcast with Rogan.
Yeah.
By the end, it's desynced and it was bothering me. It was like a millisecond off. But now, because I sync stuff, so
Now you pay attention to it,
yeah,
right?
pay attention. Also, I might start streaming maybe when I get the computer. But I was thinking using this as the background. and
That'd
just
be
having,
cool.
like- yeah, but I just gotta figure all that
Can I
stuff
ask you a question?
out. Yeah.
So now that you know more of the production side, right? Does it make the content more enjoyable since you know what's going on behind the scenes?
To watch.
Yeah.
So yes, I actually pay attention to it more and I
Uh-huh.
appreciate it more. For example, I already knew a little production, but I didn't know how everything worked. But I knew shots and angles and lighting and all the stuff that went into production because I took like a film class and
Yeah.
I had to write an essay, like a 3 or 4 page essay on 5 minutes of a scene of a movie.
Uh-huh.
And I had to analyze every shot, what the shot was called, how it was probably lit, what the characters doing, and where they're standing and stuff.
Sounds like a fun class.
It was pretty fun, and I got a good I got an A minus I think on the essay. So now when I watch, I by the way I forgot almost everything from that class. I know how everything works, but I just forgot the terminology.
Yeah.
Like the angles have specific names and
Yeah.
stuff. That was like 2 years ago, but when I watch a movie, especially right after that class, I'll be like, okay, they shot the camera will be here, they'll be positioned there, and then they'll do this. But then what happens when you get to a really complicated scene is that you try to figure out how they did it. For example, the movie 1917 is shot. It's the whole movie
Yeah,
is
it's
one
one
shot,
take. I remember.
and I'm
You
pretty
told
sure
me.
they didn't shoot it in one take.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out how they did it.
They make the transitions look super seamless, right?
Yeah, so I'm assuming when they zoom in, like let's say you walk past
Uh-huh.
me and the camera goes really close to you, that's probably when they cut it. But there's another scene from a movie, I forgot what it was, but it's basically this girl running towards the camera and the camera moving back, and it has the girl running in a hallway in a room, and then she goes into the bathroom, and then she grabs the camera, and it turns out it's the mirror. So it's really trippy because the whole time
You're like, how the fuck did they do
exactly
that?
exactly. So that's something I do analyze. Excuse me, but now I'm like for podcasts and audio, this is a little bit more simple, way more simple. It's just literally a camera on a tripod.
No, like not a lot of crazy editing.
Yeah, but because of that, I watch people who make YouTube videos, and I'm just like, okay, how did they do this? How many camera angles they have? And you realize that even small like YouTube channels,
Yeah.
or like simple videos have a lot of cuts and have a lot of angles.
Edits.
One person that I've been watching a lot is Caleb City,
Uh-huh.
because he has like freaking 6 million subscribers or followers on YouTube, and he gets like 2 million per video, and it's just him and his camera, and he's the only one acting, and it's super simple, but it's not as simple as you think.
Yeah,
because
he's still a lot of editing. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm the whole time I'm like, okay, he used this audio over this audio with this camera angle and this camera angle, and I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. That's something, because you start paying attention to it, and then you're like, oh, I could use that, or we could do this, or something. I like it.
Start firing your brain.
But yeah, I think after I graduate, video and film and production is gonna be something I'm gonna focus on once I have time, but we'll see.
All right, so back to our topic.
Yeah, we kind of got off track. You asked the question.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
We're already 30 minutes down. Actually, we're like 20 minutes down because
Yeah.
we didn't start right away. Um, so we were talking about growing up. So you used to be bullied. Asian kids will be bullied. I didn't get bullied, but we just kind of got fucked with because we were Hispanic. Was there gangs where you grew up? Like, was there an Asian gang?
In my area, no.
Is there even Asian gangs in New York?
There's a lot of Asian gangs all over Chinatown.
Oh, but they're not big though, are they?
Um,
Like, I feel like I'm comparing it to like LA.
nah,
Where-
not that big. It's
Well-
not that big. It's more. There's no like charters of it. You know, like
Mhm.
how.
It's just groups.
Yeah, it would be
Okay.
groups, but it's like they were more community based.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But
'Cause
yeah, like
same for us. Like,
so the gangs though, they're more in the Asian communities, like
Mhm.
Chinatown in the city. There's a whole bunch of gangs, but like in Brooklyn, I don't think there's that many.
maybe Sunset. There's a lot of Asian people in Sunset.
I would say more by like 8th Avenue probably.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't know if there's gang members there, but there's definitely gang members there. But like I don't know if their base of operations are around
Mhm.
there. Like I know definitely in Chinatown.
That's interesting. For us, there was, but it kind of got mixed in with a bunch of like other different things. Cause there was like Dominican gangs and Puerto Rican ones and black ones and Mexican ones, and it was ones that were like Hispanic and shit. I don't know any names because a lot of names were flowing around then, and a lot of people made their own shit. But like Latin Kings was a big one that was around where I lived, where it was just Hispanics. Mostly, I think, not Dominicans, because Dominicans were Trini or Trinitarios or whatever, and those were around too. I think those are the, if you see like a Dominican, there's in a gang, he's probably in that, which is a gang that originated, I think, in DR. But one thing that happened to me or the friends I used to hang out with is that because we were a group of Spanish kids or Mexican kids,
They would think that you're affiliated.
yeah, and they'll just come check on us. Oh, there's a story that I never told you. That it's I bet people had crazier stories. I think I mentioned one earlier. I don't know if I told you. Maybe I did say in the podcast. I'm freaking rethinking everything. But there was one time where we didn't get into a fight, but there was these guys that were trying to rob us. All right, did I tell you
I don't know.
that time we were playing handball and then they just came?
Was it L-shaped? When they
L-shaped?
like you said it was like a school. The yard was like L-shaped, so like they kind of boxed you guys in.
Oh yeah. So I probably did tell you. I don't know if I told them, but it was one time
Yeah,
where
I think you said on the podcast.
yeah, I think there was that one. Cause that one time where we're just kind of hanging out and they were looking to see if we were affiliated with any gang by checking our necks to see if we had rosaries or any like gang colors or something.
Damn.
And then when they saw we didn't have anything, they just tried to rob us. If you didn't hear the story, listen to the podcast. I probably said it one time, but that has happened more than once.
I don't even know what episode it is.
I don't know. Probably
Maybe one of the
first one.
earlier ones.
Yeah, but the basic story is that they just kind of checked us. But but that happened more than once where like you'll just be kind of hanging out, and then people would just come by and just be like, "Yo, where you from?" And I'm just like, "I live around the corner." Like I mean that never happened where I lived actually. That happened a lot where I was like in different neighborhoods. But yeah, I feel like another thing that it's weird about being you're second generation, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Second generation.
So I told you this 2 weeks ago, like a weird statistic about being a second generation immigrant,
that we're more prone to
violence and
crime.
yeah. Well, I never mentioned this in the podcast, but if you're first generation, that means you immigrated here. Second generation, your parents
Your
were
kids.
immigrants, and the third generation, you're already kind of assimilated to the culture. So statistically, the reason I know is because I wrote an essay about this in my college, or read an article about it, something like that. But statistically, the second generation is more likely to be affiliated with gangs or be in trouble and usually score lower grades in school and do a bunch of other stuff. Compared to the first generation and the third generation, which is funny because you'll think the first generation, the group that migrated here, will be the crazier one, but what I think the article concluded or the study concluded that because the first generation already had a community that they
Yeah.
were accepted to.
It makes sense though.
Yeah, they were part of a community, and
Yeah.
they just kind of work and hang out. And then the third generation, they're already assimilated to the culture. And then you have the middle, which is us, where we're not.
We don't know.
I'm not really Mexican. Like people, if I go
Yeah.
to Mexico, people are like, you're freaking American.
Yeah, exactly. Same here.
And then if you're an American, you'll be like,
They'll
yo,
be like, you're not an American.
you're Mexican, dude.
Yep.
I'm in the middle, and then I'm not really part of any community,
Yeah.
which I realized that growing up, where all my friends were just second generation kids, and they were all mixed race. Like my best friends were from all types of races. Like right now, like everybody we hang out with is a lot of Asian, Hispanic, white, like everybody, but they're all kind of like immigrant kids. It's real weird.
Definitely.
So, growing up, but what's one thing you feel like would be different if you lived in the country you originated from?
Shit, bro. Like
Like if you're,
I'm scared to even think of it, cause like
you'd be so different.
I would like. I've said this like before too. Like when especially growing up in New York, right, where it's like you're exposed to so much shit. Like you're learning so many things at a fast pace. So it's like you gotta really be able to keep up, you know, like with society and everything. Like it's just a lot of pressure. But like when I went back, like it's simple back there, you know. Like even my mom would tell me like when I was talking to her, showing, cause she didn't come back to China with me when I went. But like I would take pictures for her, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I used to play there as a kid," and I'll be like, "Damn, like."
It's so
Things,
simple.
yeah, things are way simpler in like in a sense where they don't have to think as hard, or like
All they have to worry about is just working and
yeah,
making enough
like
money.
there's not a lot of options, you know. Like if we have a day off, like there's so many things that we could do.
Another thing is that when they do come here and they see how much options we have, they feel kind of like, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. I had it in my mind. But they appreciate it more. That's what I was trying to say. They appreciate it more because where they're from, they don't have this much options, or they don't have this much to do. I compare myself a little bit to one of my friends from childhood who moved to Mexico when he was, I think, 10.
Yeah.
So we grew up together. We were pretty similar. We like the same stuff, right? He was like, I would consider him like my best friend at the time.
Yeah.
And he moved to Mexico, and then I kind of didn't talk to him, but our families were close. So then I'll see him on Facebook or something, and we'll talk on the phone like years later.
Yeah.
And I think when he was 16, he got married.
Damn.
And then yeah. So it's way different over here than over there. But I'm talking about specifically a rural part of Mexico or a small town in Mexico, not a city where the city is probably similar to New York City or every other city where it's pretty progressive and a lot of options.
Yeah.
But he went there. I think at 16 he was already married, or married I think earlier, and he had like a kid at 16 or 17. Just because everything just flows faster. I remember, I think he dropped out of high school to start working. There's this thing called el centro, which means the center in Mexico, and especially in small towns where the centro is where you go to shop. Like it's basically
like a mall, right?
Kind of, but not really. So it's kind of like a flea market where every Monday they take up like 8 blocks of the center of the town.
Yeah.
And they just open a bunch of shops. Like it'll be a person selling fruits, or it'll be a person like selling meats or clothes or whatever. And he used to have one of those stands to sell like DVDs. Like at 16 or 17, like, and then I remember I was a little jealous, I think, when I was like in elementary school, because I was like, damn, he already has a job, he already has a wife.
I'm in school, right?
And I'm in school still, and then
Are you still sad about that now?
no. By the time I was, because he was like, yo, he's working, he has a car, he has a family. I wasn't mad about the family, I was more mad that he was making money. But then I think about it now, and I'm just like, well, you're rushing everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna grow up, and then you're not gonna have that much options, or you're gonna be stuck in one place. And while we're taking our time growing up, and we're taking our time figuring out what we want to do, and then in the long term is better.
Yeah, he kind of has no options now. Like if he has a family,
I'm assuming he had no option. I mean, he probably. I mean, I don't want to say he's doing better or I'm doing better.
Yeah,
it's really
it's
relative
preference.
Yeah, like maybe that's what he wanted, and he always wants to have a family
exactly.
and stuff. And maybe that's what he lives for. But it's weird just to think about
once you experience more stuff, right?
Yeah. Another thing is that we're kind of young adults, and I'm starting to see like a lot of my like friends have families, like they have kids and stuff. And I'm just like, damn, I can't imagine myself with a freaking kid. That's freaking weird, and that's rare.
Yo, when you were young, right?
Yeah.
So when you were young, at what age did you think you would be married by?
I never want to get married.
You never?
So I never really, like, I was thinking in my head, like 30, 40.
I think when I was young, I was thinking like, yo, mid-20s, I'm gonna have a house, I'm gonna have a family, I'm gonna have kids.
Even as a kid, that was never my goal.
Damn, really?
Yeah, but I mean that's normal for you though.
Yeah.
Like for most people, not necessarily for you. Like to have a family and kids and a house by 25, and then by 30 you already have freaking.
I mean, that's how it was back then for like.
Culturally.
Culturally, like, even now, you know, my grandparents, they're like, oh, when you getting married? When you gonna start a family?
Soon, probably, right? Ooh,
Not,
man, a year
not,
from now.
not that soon.
You got a freaking kid running around.
Nah,
Damn.
there's still things that I want to experience.
Norman Jr. He's gonna be on a podcast. He's gonna be right here.
Yo, so
playing
you
with
want
toys.
to know something funny? I tell everybody this, right?
Sure.
That if I have a daughter, right?
Yeah.
I want to name her Summer.
Summer.
Yeah.
Why?
With my last name.
Summertan.
And then if I have a son, right? If I have a son, I want to name him Iam, like
Yeah.
IAM.
Why?
I am tan.
You cheese, bro. That's so cheesy.
And then everybody gives me mad shit for that. They're like, yo, your kid's gonna get bullied, this and that.
Those are dope names, though.
Yeah, those are
Summer
unique names,
and-
right? Like,
Was I am a Iam?
Iam.
But you spell it I am.
Yeah. IAM. Like Liam without the L.
So, but that's actually what you want to name them, or that's just a joke?
I mean, I say it, but, like, it's probably not gonna happen.
Do you have
like,
any names in mind?
Yeah, those two.
No, but besides that, like a legit name that is not a joke.
Nah, I don't really care about the name.
I do. I don't care about the name. I just don't want to have
All right.
the same name as somebody else.
So if you had a son, what would you want to name him?
I don't want to say it because somebody's gonna steal it. I
All
don't
right,
know.
fine.
I want something different, weird, but not freaking like toxic.
Do you want it to like represent your culture?
Yeah, I want an Aztec name, something crazy. Cause you know how in JK they got Taika,
Yeah.
little baby Taika. I think that's a dope ass
Yeah.
name. It's unique too. I bet if like let's say Kanye West and Kim had a baby named Taika, that name will be everywhere in a year or two.
So, but look, like their first baby, right?
Yeah,
Northwest.
I like that name.
But it's funny,
Northwest.
right? Like Northwest.
Yeah, Northwest is funny, but just straight north. I like it. Or like what's the second kid? Saint.
Saint, and then I think they have Chicago.
Chicago. Those are all dope names. I really
Yeah.
like them. Like I like the name Chicago. I like the name Brooklyn. Like if you had a girl like Brooklyn, or Lucy,
Lucy.
short for Lucifer. I'm kidding.
I was like, Lucy, short for what?
This I saw this. I think it was in JK, but I also saw an article where this lady named her kid Absidy.
For what?
And it's spelled ABCD.
ABCD.
And it's
Absidy.
Absidy.
That's actually pretty funny. Absidy.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny. And then I think the article was because she was getting mad at the teachers because they were calling her kid ABCD and not Absidy. And then there was a news article or something about it. But it's so freaking dumb. It's so freaking. But yeah, if I had a kid, I would definitely put some effort into naming them something creative.
Yeah.
Or just naming them my name, like Victor. Like it would be
Junior.
Yeah, because I like my name.
I want them to have a unique name.
Yeah, I don't want something like
Like,
Michael or.
That's
like,
why I think like Summer and Iam, like you're not gonna find a lot of Summers or Ians. Iams. Like Iam, like you get an Ian but not with an M.
Iam.
It sounds.
You're gonna find that was a curse word and something else.
It doesn't roll off the tongue smoothly.
Ian.
Like Summer works,
Ian.
right? Like Summer could be a cool name.
Summer. I feel like Summer is like in the middle. Every time I think of Summer, I think of a hippie from the 70s.
I think
am
of
Summer. You got some weed. It's cool, man. It's
you know
just
the IG model, Summer Rae.
No.
That's her name, Summer, and then her last name is Ray.
See, I also don't want I'll make fun of a girl named Summer Rae, like I feel like it's creative, but at the same time it's kind of cheesy.
Cheesy,
like
right?
you
Yeah,
named
word.
that kid when you were freaking like 12. um, I like kind of cultural names too. Like I'll definitely look into like Aztec or Mayan names. But thinking about Mayan and Aztec names, they kind of sound trippy.
Bro,
They
could
have a
you
lot of T's and X's.
so the thing about Chinese names
Uh-huh.
is that it's translated through what it sounds like.
Uh-huh.
So like if I don't even know like Chinese like that.
Do you have
So
a Chinese name?
I do have a Chinese
What's
name.
your Chinese name?
So in my language, it's pronounced. Well, you say your last name first, right? So, my last name is Tan Ham, and then my first name is Domun. So Ham Domun.
That sounds tight.
But like, how the fuck you translate that?
You sound like the moon.
So the thing, right, about Chinese last names is that we usually have, it's like it's Ham, right? But the thing about when it was like when all the first generation came over to America, and then they had to like write a name down, right? And they would give them their Chinese name. It was up to the person like how they want to spell it, how they hear it. So like
That's
Tan,
crazy.
Tan is this TAN is the same as TAM, and HOM. Like those three spellings are all the same in Chinese. Cause like I have cousins, right, from my dad's side, and we have all different last names: TAM, TAN, and
Because of the
HOM.
sound, right?
Yeah, they literally when they came to the island, well, when they came to America, and I don't know, I guess when they were getting.
Was that recent?
No, this was
Like,
even before I was born,
but like how long ago? Because I feel like they changed it probably by now, right?
probably.
That's weird.
But you know how it is in America, like when you get married, right?
Yeah,
Like well, I guess you get to pick the last name too.
maybe. I don't know. Cause I know for like not Filipinos, like Thai people.
Yeah.
When they come here, they always pick something that sounds pretty or like a funny name. So they have like a lot of weird names like Bunny and Lily and and like I don't know, like Violet, like a lot of pretty sounding names that they find cute. That's why you find like a lot of Thai people named, I don't know, like Joy.
Joy.
I think I just.
I don't think I know that many Filipino people.
Not Filipino, Thai.
Thai people? I don't
I
know. a lot
heard
of
in
Thai
JK.
people.
That's why I know.
You know what's a
not-
really popular Thai name?
What?
Tenzin.
But here, I know a lot of Tenzins.
Actually, no, that's not. That's Tibetan.
Yeah. So I know a lot of Tenzins.
I'm fucking mixing
I
it
heard
up.
that Tenzin just means sun or something like that.
Yeah, but you know what's the crazy thing? I know boys, Tibetan boy and girls named Tenzin.
Because I think it's just Tenzin is not their. It's technically their last name or something. It's like something culturally where everybody's named Tenzin and then their actual name is their last name.
Oh shit.
I don't know the details. The thing is that in my high school there was like 3 kids named Tenzin, and they were all like, I don't know, Tibet.
Yeah, I think it's
And
Tibetan.
then I asked one of them, I was like, "How come everybody? Are you guys brothers? Because you guys have the same name." They're like, "No, it's just like everybody's named Tenzin, and then their last name is different or something like that." I don't know if you
What-
freaking from Tibet or wherever you're from.
What's a very popular Mexican name?
Juan?
Juan,
All
Carlos,
those racist ones like Juan, Carlos.
Carlito.
Yeah, like Eduardo. I don't know. Just
Do they
something
have
like-
meanings, or are they just like
They
popular
probably
names?
do, but it's the same way as English names. Like, what does Michael mean? Like, you could probably find a definition, but not really like something specific. It's just the name. They just kind of flows around.
I don't know how my parents came on. Do you know Norman is not my first name?
What's your first name?
It was
Tan?
the before because they changed. My parents changed it. It used to be Dormian.
Dormian sounds tight.
Yeah,
Sounds like
that's
you're
what I
about to go to
thought.
sleep.
But you see, that sounds like my Chinese name, right?
Yeah.
Like Dormun,
Yeah.
Dormian. But then
Dormian.
my parents changed it because they said like, well, one of my uncles told my parents that like it sounds too much like doorman.
Yeah, Dormian.
So everyone was like calling me my uncles. I mean, yeah, my uncle told my parents like you don't want your son to be called Dorman.
But then you could have a cool like nickname.
Yeah, I think
Like
Dormian
Dor.
sounds like bad as fuck. Like what?
What's up?
That
Dor?
sounds like-
nah. Dor. Yeah. I'll probably
What's
call
up,
it
Dor?
Mian, Dormian.
Like I've never met a Dormian. I was like, damn, that's pretty tight. If I had that name,
I'm gonna start calling you Dormian. How do you
my
feel?
parents told me when I was young, and but I've never seen it on paper until last year when I needed to renew my visa to go to China. Right? They gave me my very first passport, my baby
The
passport.
expired one.
Yeah, because it had a visa. That was the last
Yeah.
time I had a visa, and it was on that. So I opened it and I saw it on paper. I was like, oh
How did
shit,
it spell it?
Dormian.
Yeah, it sounds like Dorman. your uncle saved you, kind of. You would have got bullied. You wouldn't be here. You probably got shot. 'cause
I mean,
you
it's
have some
alright. I
kid.
already got bullied, bro. You
Even
see, like,
worse, though.
I feel like growing up, bullying is good for you, cause like if it gives you hard skin.
I think yes and no, because I feel like some people, like for us, we develop, like some people I feel like require like um like tough love, and some
Yeah,
people can't handle tough
yeah,
love, right?
that's the thing. Like not
So
everyone can handle it.
it's like I feel like I could handle being bullied a little bit, and maybe as growing up, I didn't get bullied actually that much, but maybe I could handle it more than somebody else, because
Definitely.
everybody that bullied me or called me names, they're all my friends. In my opinion, I was like, yo, you're my friend, so you can do
Word.
whatever you want, and I would just roast them back.
Yeah, that's how I grew up too.
Sometimes I held it a little too much, like I'll get mad, but
Yeah.
I don't think it made me, like I didn't feel like I was being bullied at the time, I guess.
Yeah, me neither. I never felt like I got bullied.
But that's
Well,
just our personality, though. Cause
but that's the thing though.
Yeah.
So I actually read a book about it, right?
Uh-huh.
Like talking about how the generation, why we're so soft now,
I mean, we are soft.
and we're getting soft. Well, not us, but the younger generations are getting softer and
I
softer.
think we're not as soft as other millennials,
Yeah,
but we're pretty soft compared to our parents.
I
Just in
guess.
general. I feel like
It makes sense though, cause like look how harsh shit was back then. Like there was censorship on the TV. It was like, I mean, yeah, on TV it was not that serious. Like
But speaking about like being sensitive,
Yeah.
I think another thing is that we're also vocal about us being like, we're not as, I feel like everybody is sensitive, but we're just more vocal about it. Cause the thing is that I feel like, especially in Mexican culture, you don't talk about your feelings. You don't talk about
Word.
you being hurt. You just kinda
Chinese
suck it
culture
in.
too.
Yeah, so we kind of just like suck it in and behave. Or if your parents hear you complain, you're not supposed to complain, right?
Yeah,
So I think it's a cultural thing now. Like everybody, like I bet they were having those feelings. Like I feel hurt, I feel like dishonored, or I feel disrespected. But now we just we feel free, and we feel entitled to say what we want. So we do, as a culture, as an American culture, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, it's not probably a good thing. But I do think we're soft, like us.
even our generation, right, compared to
Yeah.
the previous one.
Yeah, I feel like there's a spectrum, obviously. Like
Yeah.
there's really tough kids and really soft kids.
Yeah.
And we probably fall somewhere in the middle. Like we're
Word.
not too.
I agree with that.
But another thing is that, like especially like on the internet,
Yeah,
people will say millennials are really soft, but the ones you see or the ones you notice, because you have like, you're biased, so you're already thinking millennials are soft. So every time you see a soft millennial, you remember that soft millennial, but you never see the opposite. It's like it's confirmation bias. You're looking for
Yeah.
the times where millennials are soft, but it's just dumb. It's just a freaking stupid argument between generations. We all trash people, but also great. Like it doesn't, exaggerating shit. But I was gonna say something before we talk about being soft and shit. Something about bullying. So I feel like if you're a kid, right, you could take criticism well, or you could take it in a rough way. So like a lot of kids, they get bullied when they're children, and they just don't react well to it. They kind of become like serial killers, and that's the extreme. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they just hold it in too long, or maybe they require positive feedback instead of negative feedback. Even kids that are the bullies, they probably don't take bullying well. That's why
Yeah,
they're
I think
bullies.
exactly. The ones that are bullies, they probably have it the worst at
Yeah.
home. Like they act that way because that's probably how they're getting treated. So one way or another.
Yeah, or sometimes they're just dumb. Cause I feel like I'm not a bully, and I never got really bullied, but I bet you can find a time in my life where I bullied somebody.
Yeah,
It was never
same.
intentional. It was just like,
Yeah.
I feel powerful, so let me just punk this kid. But it's not really like, or sometimes
Like you wouldn't target somebody, right?
yeah, like I know I had times where I'm kind of like rough, so
Yeah.
I'll just be playing like, I don't know, a sport, and then I just kind of hit somebody a little too hard, and that could be considered bullying because I just knocked him down, but I never like swung at him. Or it could be a time where verbally I'm really like me and my friends roast each other, and then I roast a kid that's not like, doesn't take it well, and then you could consider that bullying. But it's all relative, and it's all kind of like perspective, I guess. Because in some forms it could be like, oh yeah, it's tough love, like I like this kid, so let me just tease him a little bit. But at the same time, like maybe that's not his perspective. Like
Yeah.
he might be like, yo, I hate this guy. But
That's how it was with my group of friends. Like we just kind of always roasted each other. So
Yeah.
I always thought it was normal. But
Yeah.
then like there was just one day I was just sitting down and thinking about it. I'm like, damn,
We're mean.
Yeah, like I'm mean as fuck.
We're also nice to each other. Like it'll be like, yo, you're fucking ugly as fuck, but at the same time, like, yo, you're looking mad cute today. Like, it goes back and forth. We just kind of,
Yeah.
everything's a joke.
My house, like, my mom always say like some superstitious shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like she always had a reason for me to do something, right? So like when I was asking you before, like if your mom would make you clean your plate, like my mom would always want me to clean my plate, like. So I never really enjoyed food like that, right? So like if I just ate because I had to, like boom, it was dinner time, eat and then do whatever. But like if like, you know, we always have that one bowl of rice, right? And like my mom wanted us to eat the bowl clean, like not even one speck of rice.
Mm-hmm.
So what she would say is that if you leave like grains of rice on your plate, you're gonna get moles on your face. Like that was their reasoning.
Damn. That's
Like
crazy.
there was always something.
Did you grow up with your grandma also?
So that's how it is in like second generation kids.
Yeah.
The first generation was always working, right? Because you know.
So you got raised by your grandma?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So-
I don't remember that, like, cause that was like probably from age 1 to 3, so like I don't remember any of it. But I see it in pictures. My grandma tells me stories. But like from what I remember, it was like I started going to school. I would come back to school. I mean, I would come back from school home, and then, you know, parents would be home. Well, one parent would be home.
For me, I didn't have grandparents here,
Yeah.
so the superstitious things didn't really happen with my family because my parents were probably less superstitious than my grandparents. My grandma is freaking, she's a witch, bro. She'll make spells. She'll freaking be like, all right, these herbs take the demons away and stuff. Like, she's crazy in a good way. Like, she's amazing. But all that stuff is kind of like far away, is in Mexico. So here in the U.S. or in New York, my parents never did that, and we would just be left alone. Like, we didn't like my dad worked since I was a kid, right? Obviously, but my mom didn't start working until we were old enough to be on our own. So in elementary school, she'll be with us. She'll take us to the park. So we were with her a lot, and then when she started working in middle school, when I was in middle school, that's when we were like, all right, time to go home alone. And that's when, like, I feel like I started losing the connection I had with like my culture, which is Mexican culture. Because with my brothers, I would just talk English. With friends, I talk English, whatever. Like, I could speak Spanish,
Word.
but it's not great.
Same.
But I think, especially in college, but in high school, I started being like, why am I trying so hard to be American, right? And then
You're just trying to fit in somewhere.
yeah, honestly, it's more
Subconsciously,
things,
right?
subconsciously probably, but it's more things I like. But then I started like I started appreciating the Mexican culture more, especially when they left. Like, when I started living on my own, I'm like, yo, I miss kind of like the music and the food and
Word, the home cooked food, the hospitality.
yeah, and the people, or just, I don't know, something about it. But I just kind of like being I'm kind of a weird person because I don't follow any traditional norms and I don't follow any American norms. Just kind of do whatever I like and what I want.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in a weird like area in my life.
So there was this one year where my mom put up a Christmas tree, like a fake Christmas tree. I'm pretty sure we still have it in the basement somewhere, but it only saw Christmas once.
And you put it away.
Yeah. So like, when my mom put the Christmas tree up, I thought Santa was real because, you know, in school we're taught that, you know, Santa climbs down your chimney.
Yeah.
Because at my house we do have a chimney, but like, it doesn't like lead down to the first floor or anywhere. I think it only goes into the attic.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Is it chimney or is it a vent?
It's shaped like a chimney, but it's not like a fireplace.
But yeah,
It's just like a short one.
It might be like
Maybe
those
it's
little
just for show.
chimneys.
Yeah, it could just be for show.
It might be that or ventilation, or they just might have closed it. Because I don't know.
Possibly.
If chimneys are like, I think you need a lot of like things like you have to, what's it called? Like housing codes.
I don't know.
Like, you have to pass a lot of codes
Yeah,
to
you
be able
do.
to have a chimney in your place, especially in New York City where like there's a bunch of people on top of each other.
Yeah.
So probably chimneys are not allowed unless you have a specific house or a specific like fire code and shit.
Probably.
So you might have a chimney. They just might have like freaking
Cut it off, right?
yeah. Because I remember I would look, because I grew up in apartment buildings, right?
Yeah.
So I would look on top of the apartment buildings and I'll see chimney, like little sticks sticking out, like the little towers. And now look at my house. I'm just like, I don't see a chimney. There was this thing that looked like a chimney, but it was like,
It might be for like the washing machine, right? Like the
we,
dryer for the heat and shit.
dude, you're thinking I didn't have a washing machine in my house,
In the not even an apartment. Like there wasn't a shared one.
bro. I grew up super poor. Like when we first came to the U.S., we lived in an apartment. It was a 1-bedroom apartment. It was like a railroad house. Like the apartment was this size, part of this apartment, and I don't know, like 10 people lived there.
Damn.
Cause it was my family, my cousins, and then this guy who just rented a bed there. And then over time, when we started like establishing ourselves here, we kind of moved. But since we grew up, it was always really tiny apartments, especially in New York City where it's super expensive. It was always like 1-bedroom apartments that we all shared, or 2-bedroom, where me and my brothers kind of shared the room. But it wasn't until I started like going to California where I realized that we freaking live in a closet in New York City, son.
Word, it's mad compact.
But yeah, so in my apartments, we didn't have like appliances. We only had like a sink.
So you see how you say that, right? Like this is gonna go back to like the thing about bullying. Like when you first experience it, and you don't know anything else, like that's kind of what's normal to you. So like maybe. I think about it all the time. I'm like, shit, do I want to have my children grow up in New York City, right? Cause like New York City, it's pretty fucking extreme with like just social interactions.
I wouldn't do it in New York City.
You wouldn't want to? Why?
I need space. I want my kids to play sports, so there's not a lot of sport options.
But then you could look at it like this. Since we are in New York City, right? Yeah. You're gonna have a lot of competition for them, and I feel like competition.
I mean, you could live in another big city that's not New York City.
That is true.
Cause one thing I do want to do is be able to have a car and take him out, go on the weekends, go to the park or something.
But there's like rural areas like around the city.
But just having a car and having like a parking lot, having a house in New York City is too expensive.
It is.
So I'm just saying like it'll probably be easier. Maybe not LA.
How about like out of New York City, like let's say Long Island.
But then you barely.
Or like New Jersey.
Maybe, but I don't know about. Yeah. So maybe then, yeah, like the suburbish area. Not New York City, because New York City is Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Bronx.
The 5 boroughs, right?
Yeah, like it's a little too crazy there. Maybe I would if I was successful enough. Like imagine we make so much money that I could have like a loft in freaking downtown Manhattan or something.
I mean, it's definitely possible because I feel like if like you pick up any sort of traction, like the possibilities are endless. Like you could do anything.
But yeah, so I think so. But at the same time, I kind of want a front yard and a backyard and like.
The suburban feel, right?
Like in the middle, because I kind of don't like being in the suburbs. I like having like, the deli nearby and shit. But then that's me now, like as a young person, not necessarily.
Yeah, that's why I tell myself too. Like, I always say that I want to leave New York City when I'm older. But like right now, I feel like this is the place to be. Like this is where I want to be. Like anytime I travel somewhere else, I'm like, yo, I miss New York.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like right now, if I go to school or I go to work, I'm like, fuck this MTA shit, bro.
Yeah.
But when I go to California, because I go to California a long time, I stay usually for 2 weeks. I'm just like, oh man, I'm tired of just driving. I'm tired of freaking. I want some snacks, bro. I gotta go to the Walmart to get some snacks. That's mad deep.
And it's a long ass drive.
Or just even in LA, like. You can't just walk. I mean, in some spots you can, but you can't just walk down the block to get, like a sandwich or something.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. It's just something about it. Like the fact that you have to drive everywhere. I don't like. It's like, I don't know. Something about it. Like I also don't like the flatness. Like everything's flat. I like buildings going up. I like people being on top of each other. How
about like the streets though? The streets are very flat too.
Yeah, they're flat and they're wide, so it feels empty. Even when there's a lot of people, it feels empty. I don't know. I also need diversity. So places are too one type of person. Not in a mean way, but you know what I mean. Like if you go to LA, it's pretty mixed. But if you go to like a small town, it might be a little too white, a little too Hispanic, a little too black. It's just like I need a freaking.
I like diversity too.
I like having my neighbors be like Middle Eastern guys, and I smell their cooking and it just smells fire and shit. You know what I mean? Like I like diversity. Another thing was. I grew up in an apartment building. Oh, that's something I thought about it. So I grew up in an apartment building, right? It was a 3-floor apartment building, and
it's an earthquake, bro. It's me banging my hands.
I lived in a 3-floor apartment building, with 6 apartments,
Uh-huh.
all really small, right? I think I thought about this when I was a kid. So this block has a bunch of those buildings where it's 3 floors, maybe 10 buildings, and then 10 buildings across. And let's say one family lives in each apartment building. That's 20 buildings times 6. That's 60. I don't know, families times 6 or times 5. Let's say times 5 because each one is like maybe 3 or 2 kids plus 2 parents. That's, I don't know, 60 times 5. What's that?
300.
300 people living on one block.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
That's
bigger than some communities.
Exactly. So
like
that's
outside of New York.
And then you go to like the projects where there's like 5 or 6 buildings that
Yeah.
are 20 stories high, 21 stories high.
Word.
And let's say, I don't know, let's say 300 people live on, probably more, right? Let's say it's, because they be having like 5 apartments per floor. Let's say it's 5 apartments per floor, 20 stories. How much families is that? That's a lot.
That is
I'm not
a
gonna
lot.
do the math. That's just crazy. But imagine that much people living on top of each other in one building. Now there's 5 of those buildings, and they're taking up a block, or like a couple blocks of an area,
Uh-huh.
just on top of each other. I don't know. It's crazy the fact that we live in a city that's overcrowded as fuck.
You know what's crazy? Like we're not even that close to the city. Like we're pretty far on the outskirts.
I mean, I just moved here. I was pretty close before.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
I was always around here.
Because I grew up in like Bushwick, which is like 5 stops away from DeKalb
Uh-huh.
in Manhattan.
But like when people tell you about New York City, I feel like they're only thinking of Manhattan.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like nobody wants to come to Brooklyn. Like I remember back then when I used to tell people that I'm from Brooklyn, they would think that like I'm from the hood. I'm like, Brooklyn's not that bad.
Yeah, that's something I hear a couple of times, especially in college, because
Word,
middle school,
especially in college, man. Because
Yeah.
like a lot of the people were commuting from like Long Island, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Where you from?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm around here, Brooklyn." And they'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit."
I don't want to go there. I'm like, bro, really? Like, Brooklyn's real nice.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that Brooklyn is nice, but you have to be a little careful.
Yeah.
Let's pause for a second. I gotta pee.
All right.
I'm gonna stop this recording.
You want to just end it here?
We could.
Got an hour.
We'll keep going if you want.
I'm gonna have to dip soon.
All right, so let's just end it. So we kind of went
We
all
had a
over
little
the
bit
place.
again.
Yeah, but it's a good conversation we had. So just end it here, right?
All right.
It's been real, guys.
Like,
you.
comment, subscribe.
Thank you for watching. This is a long episode, but fuck it, stick with us. Love you.
We'll get interesting at some point.
I think this was pretty interesting.